Hi, I'm Charles Phillips, CEO of Infor, and I wanted to spend some time talking about the evolution around the SyteLine product line and what we're doing around cloud and how that all relates. We're making a lot of changes over the last year or so, so this is a good time to kind of slow down and reassess and tell you what we're doing. So first of all, we've expanded the development resources around the SyteLine product line by 50%. So that means tons of new features, accelerated roadmaps, new capabilities that come from the result of talking with customers. So we discover new micro verticals, new changes that we need to make, customizations that people had made in the past they want us to put in the product, and we're going to continue to do that. However, things are changing and cloud is something that's upon us, and secondly, we have a lot of ideas that came to Infor through other product lines that we acquired in the past. And so what we wanted to do was to think about how do you take all of that and extend the solution into something much broader and deeper to give customers more options. And so maybe the best way I can do this is just kind of draw a diagram and kind of talk through it a little bit, what we're doing with SyteLine. So if you start with core SyteLine, this is a product with thousands of customers. It's been through multiple generations. It evolved off the Progress database, now based on .NET, even supporting some open source components. For the technology stack, we've changed the UI, changed a lot of things, and if you're a SyteLine customer, you've seen that investment over the years, and it's one of our most loyal user groups, so we meet with you often, and so you're probably up to speed on a lot what's going on there. What's been happening since then is we had other product lines like Visual, which was for job shop manufacturing, Sun Systems, which was a leading package just for financials. And we want to start to converge some of this functionality onto the same platform to give customers an expanded choice all in one place. And so we took the SyteLine core engine, as we call it, and we're converging some of these features onto that platform. And then things like the manufacturing and scheduling window, which is a graphical way to run your production floor, that's very popular with visual customers. We now have that working on top of the SyteLine base. But in addition to that, there's more we wanted to do. So we have built additional products to extend the functionality of this entire suite. Things like product lifecycle management, PCM for configuration, you name it, we have lots of features if we add it. Contract lifecycle management, we just built a new product there. CRM, we acquired a company called SalesLogic. It's a world-class CRM product. Enterprise performance management for your budgeting and planning. We built a brand new suite around that. Compliance, we have a product that is dedicated to compliance with hundreds of customers. So these are some extended functional areas that many customers were thinking about, certainly will need over time. So how do you bring those in as part and make these capabilities available as well? And then the third thing we started thinking about is let's run these applications better, make it easier to consume, and in today's world, that means cloud. So what are we doing with respect to cloud? So we took all of these products and made them multi-tenant, huge investment in terms of auto scaling, different security models. And so when you have to run an application, you start thinking of it differently. Most software companies, historically anyway, didn't have to run an application. They actually sell an application, they build it, sell it to you, and then you had to figure out how to deploy it. With cloud, the software company is running the application. And that means we've learned a lot over the years on how to deliver a great application that can be deployed and consumed easily. And so we made a lot of changes based on the learnings. We had a lot of smart people around the world helping us who were in the infrastructure business or in the cloud infrastructure business like Amazon, who wanted us to work with them. And so we took advantage of a lot of that knowledge and technology to build a CloudSuite application around all these capabilities. So all these applications now, we've grouped them together into something that essentially we call CloudSuite. In this case, industrial. So what is that? That is taking all these extended capabilities, what was one SyteLine, adding in some functionality from Visual, Sun Systems, some other products that we've bought, extending it and integrating it with a common user interface with a lot of these extended functional areas, PCM, CLM, CRM, etc., making them all multi-tenant, changing the infrastructure underneath to be consistent, out-of-the-box integrations, common security model for single sign-on, for instance, common tech stack for business intelligence, common mobile platform. That was 4 years worth of work. So we spent basically $1.2 billion over the last 3 years on research and development, taking all of this and turning it into a suite, but a modern suite, not a suite that's monolithic, that you can't upgrade the components without something breaking, or the reports break when you change something, or you have to upgrade every single component at once. This is integrated in a loosely coupled way using our integration platform called Ion. We deploy on open source infrastructure on the Amazon cloud. Now, we chose Amazon for a reason. They have the most, certainly the highest geographic footprint. They have an enormous capability and capacity, a lot of proven services on cloud that we took advantage of. So we actually use a lot of their APIs for things like security and auto scaling and backup and recovery and archiving. Makes our applications run faster, more cost effectively. And so this is the destination platform eventually for a lot of customers. We actually think that based on everything we've done talking to customers, this is a better way for most customers to deploy our applications. So it's an option for an existing SyteLine customers to move to this cloud application that has all these extended capabilities. Not that you have to use them all, but we can take what you have today, move it to the cloud, and you get at least the option to use all these other functions. But more importantly, it's a better and easier way to run an application. So we do the upgrades. That becomes our problem now. You get functionality more quickly. A lot of the customizations you had to do a long time ago, we've put those in the product now. That's why we have this micro-vertical focus. And so this is a rich way to get a lot of value. And if you add up the cost of what you're doing today, normally you have to consider the cost not only of the maintenance you're paying on a software product, but the hardware as well, the operating system, the cost of upgrading all that, the facilities that you're running in, the energy associated with that. Many times customers haven't taken the time to assess all those different buckets of expense because they're in different budgets. And oftentimes we'll come in with a value engineering exercise and help them realize how much they're actually spending, and they realize there's a lot of savings in this and a better result. So what we're announcing today is, given all this change, all these new capabilities, and all this convergence of functionality and innovative technology, common UI technology across all of this, we're going to call SyteLine CloudSuite Industrial. Now, we have other cloud suites as well, CloudSuite for healthcare, CloudSuite A&D, CloudSuite Fashion, but those are different products and tuned for those industries. So essentially, we have different clouds for different industries. For discrete manufacturing and mid-market manufacturing and job shops, and a lot of things that you're familiar with, CloudSuite Industrial is a good solution, and that's what we're going to call what was SyteLine. Now, the SyteLine is still inside, call it kind of SyteLine Inside, I guess. But we've added all this functional capability, all these new modules are integrated that you can take advantage of, put it on Amazon in the CloudSuite Industrial. So at some point when you upgrade, even if you're on premise, you can still run all of this on premise, by the way. It'll say CloudSuite Industrial on the screen, but we didn't want to have multiple versions of the product, one called SyteLine, one called CloudSuite. And 99% of the changes we're making to make the product easier to run, integrate to these other capabilities, you want that on premise anyway. No matter where you run it, these are all good things to happen to the applications. So CloudSuite is also, when you're building for cloud, that's a mindset. It's also an architecture implication. So all the things that are good about cloud in terms of speed of access, speed of deployment, and it's good hygiene in general. We want that to be available even on-premise customers. So you can kind of consider it, if you're running CloudSuite on-premise, kind of a private cloud, which you can do if you want to. That's an option. But increasingly, we're seeing customers, now that we've done all this work, we've integrated all together, and you can do things beyond the core SyteLine, historically what was core SyteLine. This is interesting to people, and it's cost effective. So we'd like you to consider it, but keep in mind that this is a good thing with all this investment and all this convergence of new capabilities around the original SyteLine product. It's just extended into something else well beyond SyteLine. You can do new things you couldn't do before. So we're excited about it. We've had customers we've talked to about this who have already upgraded, and they can't believe this, the innovation that we've delivered and how easy it is for them to consume. And this is great for companies considering going to multiple locations, multiple countries, all the localizations we do. It's a way to deploy quickly as you're expanding, if you're making acquisitions, as you get to a new country. This cloud capability gives you the ability to deploy quickly. For analytics, having all your data in one place and accessible, building all your dashboards here and reports here. And again, because we built it in a loosely coupled way, your reports don't break as we do these upgrades. And we can help you build additional analytics and science applications around this as well. So we think this is a modern platform. We think we've chosen a great partner in Amazon. We don't want to be in the data center business ourselves. We don't think customers should be in the data center business, frankly. So Amazon is better at that than anybody else in the world. So we want to take advantage of their R&D. And we're one of the largest ISVs now, and they're a great partner for us. In fact, they were just in here last week. And that innovation and spend that they're investing in their infrastructure accrues to you in two ways. One, you don't have to do all that, and we don't have to do it. But secondly, that means the billions of dollars we are spending in research and development goes to the application, giving you more functionality, more features, more micro-vertical enhancements, as opposed to us trying to deploy storage devices and worrying about infrastructure in the data center. So vertical integration usually falls away over time. People specialize in each given industry. We're specializing in the application tier, delivering great vertical functionality and leveraging Amazon for the infrastructure tier. So I hope that makes sense. So CloudSuite Industrial is the name. That's the heritage from SyteLine and some other products and all these new capabilities. We want to make sure that we explain that clearly and get everyone comfortable. So rest assured, the product that you're using just got a lot better, a lot more capabilities, a lot more people working on it, and a lot more attention around the world, not only here at Infor, but all of our partners are focused on it as well. So I hope that makes a lot of sense, and certainly if you have additional questions, don't hesitate to contact us, and we'll explain it all. Thanks a lot.